we're going to get started. Okay, and I'm Kelly. I know I don't have my little tent, but you're here today for Computer 101. You are also going to see the email and how we do that. You are also going to see the steps to synchronize your computer, and I'm going to give you an Allscripts overview. All right, in this class, that clock is about 4 minutes slow, just FYI. Also, you will be here till close to 12 today, unless we get through the information sooner, so please plan on that. I will give you a break, and we'll go from there. All right? We are going to talk about the computer at this point. What you're looking at, this view, is in Allscripts. However, when you first get into your tablet, there is a screen that will have your username, and you will enter your password. That's your first screen into the computer, and it's encrypted, which means that hackers cannot get into it, or if they do it, we make it really hard for them to get into it, okay? So on that first login screen, you will get 4 attempts to get your password in correctly. On the 5th attempt, you will be locked out, and you will have to go to our IT department to get some help, okay? So one of my coworkers has given me these sheets to fill out. It's in the education department, and it actually has the IT service desk number that you're going to call to get help if you get locked out of your tablet. All right, so I'm going to pass that out now. This is a handout. If you can pass these back, that you're definitely going to want to keep. Okay, so this is a keeper.
Is this the same as the help desk through the St. Joseph system?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And then it has a 877 number that you'll have to call to get what we call a ticket number, so that our IT department can help you. I have asked a member of our IT team to come in and see you. He doesn't get in until about 8:30, so I'm hoping Mark will pop in here about 8:30 or 9 so you can meet him. Okay? So you'll have that IT support number, and I will say that for the camera. It's 877-552-7547, and that's on a piece of paper I give you. Okay? It is encrypted. Your password is encrypted, and that's for security purposes. And it's a process of encoding messages so third parties can't read it. So that's pretty much what encryption means. Okay? We also send our data, our patient data, through a secure tunnel. It's called VPN. We like to call it our very private network, but it really means it's a virtual private network. And once you are synchronizing or uploading your information to our servers or downloading information from our office, you do that through what we call the VPN, and it is a cement secure tunnel that hackers or people trying to get in the computer from the outside will not be able to get into it. It is HIPAA compliant, just so you know, okay? Another way that we stay secure is you will be prompted every 120 days to change your password. That's not even something you need to even write down, because trust me, your computer is going to make you do it. This, however, I do want you to write down that the first time you change your password, and actually there on after, you need to come in the office here and change that password. Because in the office here, you are already connected to our wireless network. The St. Joseph's Health System network is in our building, so we don't have you connect to your wireless network, which you will see when we get into this in a few minutes. So you'll be in the office. If you were to change your password, let's say at home or even in the parking lot, you put in Georgia 105, and then you changed it to Georgia 106. When you come in the office, it connects, and then it gets a little confusing on, do I use the Georgia 105 or do I use the Georgia 106? So we like you to change it here, then it uploads, and then it truly will be Georgia 106 from that point. But sometimes when you change it at another location, when you are in the office the first time it wants the Georgia 105, it just gets very complicated. So to save you a lot of frustration, trust me, I'm serious about that. Change your passwords in the office here, okay? That includes your first login, the first one I talked to you about, and your Allscripts, okay?
So does that mean every time we change our password, we should come in? Okay.
Every 120 days, that's a good question. The other thing is we ask you to bring your tablet literally into this office. Hospice also has the network, the wireless down in hospice. Once you come into the office and once you log on from here and you connect to this wireless, it happens automatically. The system, the health system is giving you all these updates. You're even sometimes your computer will say, your computer will restart in 5 minutes so you can get those updates. And what I recommend is I know you guys are always in a hurry. We're all very, very busy, but it's very important that you just go ahead and take care of those updates. Don't keep putting them off, or you're going to end up not being able to use your computer at all, and you're going to blame that computer. The computer and Allscripts gets blamed for a lot of things. I feel sometimes that it shouldn't, because it's us not updating when we need to, us really not understanding when we tell you to do something like cache maintenance, which I'll go over. And once you start ignoring all that, you will spend time in the IT office, and it takes a couple of hours. So if you can do, if you can do some things preventative, some of the things I tell you and some of the other Allscripts super users tell you, you'll save yourself a lot of frustration, I promise. And it also says, I made a note that if you do not come into this office once a month to receive those updates, at some point you will drop off the network and you will not even be able to access your computer. Okay? So I'm just stressing that for a reason. Okay. All right, so that's a little bit about the encryption and passwords and maintenance, which you'll get some more. I have some more handouts as we go. I do want to talk to you about the computer itself. And we're probably going to have to use this one over here so I can show you. So I'm going to walk over here. On this one, I want to show you, I like this feature because you can just totally flip your screen around. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to come stand over here, David, so I can show them. There is the on-off switch here. Can everybody see that? You turn that to the right, it will turn on. Okay, and once you do that, then you'll get that first network login, and it'll already have your username and password. No, excuse me, your username, and you will enter your password at that point. Another really important feature, one that I need you to take away from with this class, is your password will not work if you're in the cap locks, and then you're going to get locked out on your 4th time. It is hugely important to check the cap locks, and I know none of you have your tablets today, but let me press my cap lock button key, and you will see a green light there, and I get that you might not be able to see that. Okay, but it's there. So once you type in your password and it tells you that it's invalid, I want you to put your eye on the cap lock area. 90% of the time or more, really, it's because you had your cap lock on. New users, it's very typical for you to get locked out. We understand that, okay? So we're not going to get upset with you. It probably will happen to you once. It's what I like to call painful learning. And once you learn that cap lock trick, then it probably won't happen to you again. But some of these things you'll learn in Allscripts come with some pain. But I'll tell you, once you experience that, it really is a learning tool. And you will benefit from it, okay? I see William shaking his head because I am sure he can identify with that. Okay, there's a num lock key also that actually turns your tablet into a 10 keypad. I really don't see field staff using that, but I do want you to know it's there. So next to it looks like a number 1 key, there is a num locks. And so you need to eyeball that one too, okay, to see, to make sure it's off, okay? All right, so let's talk about how to clean our tablets, okay? But those are the two you really need to pay attention to. That cap lock, it'll save you a lot of grief. I'm going to flip this around now. I have the policy on how to clean the tablet, also known as the computer or your PC. There's a lot of different names for it. I get that, but if the office calls it a tablet, Miko, you'll know what that is, okay? All right, so this is actually our policy and procedure for, it says addendum to nursing bag technique. You will learn in future class from Karen about nursing bag. If you're not a nurse and you carry one of our bags like our rehab staff does, you will also be in that class, okay? So let's talk about the procedure. It also talks about placing your computer, which is your tablet, in the sleeve. And usually when you have your actual tablet, I go over with you what the sleeve is and what the skin is, but since we don't have that visual today, I do want you to know that the sleeve for the women is this really pretty designer computer bag, and you'll get it, it's really pretty. And that's what that's talking about. So it's trying to tell you that under procedure that place the computer, it says tablet, in the sleeve on top of a water-resistant barrier. We have water-resistant paper. It's like a paper towel, but they're water-resistant, which you'll get. Perform hand hygiene. That means hand washing. You will also get a class, a really good class from Karen on all of the hand hygiene info, so that's to come. After hand hygiene, remove the tablet from the sleeve and place it on top of the sleeve and the barrier. And I've seen Karen demonstrate that in class. You'll see that. Hand hygiene must occur when going from the patient or surrounding environment and before touching your tablet. This is imperative for infection control. Our tablet sleeve is a cloth and it can be hand washed. Okay, so you can wash it, but just don't dry it, and that also helps with infection control. All right, the tablet cleaning, disinfecting after each use. You clean the stylus with alcohol wipe or agency-approved disinfectant wipe. This is your stylus. You will all get this. This is on the right-hand side of your tablet, okay? And what it is saying is that you are going to use an alcohol wipe to clean this, because you're going to hand this to the patient to have them sign. It's just an acknowledgement that you were at that visit. That just protects you, that yes, I was really there, in case you get a forgetful patient that says, William didn't come today, I know he didn't, and yet you have the patient's signature or a caregiver's signature, basically proving that you were there today. Okay, so you use that. All right, and then it is saying that you can use this Sani cloth super or AF, using 5 seconds of friction. All right, and also you can clean the keys. These are the keys, and there's a skin on here. Do it so David can see it. And this is antimicrobial. I can't say that right now for the camera, but you know what I mean. Okay, this is helps fight against infection. You can use the cloths on here and clean it. We're asking that you do not use wet cloths on the screen itself. When you get your tablet, you'll get this really nice soft cloth that you'll use just to wipe this portion off of the screen, okay? All right, it's telling you to avoid getting moisture into the circuit board underneath the keys. So you're not going to have something soaking wet, right? And I know you guys get that. You have computers at home, I'm assuming, that you take care of, okay? Right, and it's just saying switch the tablet off or put it in the sleep mode when you do that. You can disinfect the tablet using the agency-approved disinfectant wipe, which we do have. We carry those, and when you get your bag, we call it a nursing bag, but our rehab staff get them as well. They will give you some of those so that you are fully prepared, okay? All right, so please keep this as a reference. I would like you to read it fully when you have time. I won't read everything on it. All right, so I just want to demonstrate again the turning it on and off. You're doing that by the power key here. Does everybody see that there? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And then you can also turn it if there's a switch here. You switch it. I'm not doing it on this one because it'll close that, and I don't want it to. So that's why I'm using 2 computers. So you just switch it, you turn it around, and you close it. And now your tablet is why we call it a tablet, because you can take the stylus, and you personally can use it to do your charting, your documentation. I've seen both. I've seen some people use it, and some people just keep it in the computer type form here. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you like. I prefer it like this, but I see a lot of the rehab, a lot of tech people use it as a tablet. So it is totally up to you. It's the way that you find yourself being the most efficient, okay?
Is keypad showing on the tablet?
Say that one time?
Keypad?
Yes.
Is showing on the tablet?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
And when you get your tablet, when you come back to class, we'll show you that, okay? All right, there's also a number 3 key here. They're numbered here, and you'll see that when you get your tablets. That when you press that button, it will rotate your screen. If you keep pressing it all the way around, it has 4 different, I'll call them quadrants, that you can move it so that you can look at it in the view you like. See, right now, it's not in the view I like. All right? So that's a little bit on turning it into a tablet mode. Okay? And then to get it out of the tablet mode, there's a button on the side here. You just press to release it. It comes up. You can flip the switch back, flip it around. And now it's back in the tablet computer, voila form, okay? And you'll find the way you like to do it the best. For me, I like it like this, but for you, it might be the other way down, okay?
I'm sorry, what's the button you push to release it?
There is a button here, and when you open your computer, each time there's a button here, and I'm glad you asked that. Thank you, Val. Okay? There's also this really cool antenna. I call it the ET phone home. Those of you that are old like me know that. But if you put this up, sometimes it gives you a little better connection. So if you're finding that it's difficult, if you put it, and I'll show you when you get your tablet, but those of you that are on the, watching me on the DVD, there is like a lever here, a little button that you kind of move it to the right, and then you'll be able to pull up the little antenna there, okay? So it's very easily breakable. So put it down when if you're not going to use it, just keep it down, okay? So that's that. I wanted to go over that. I do want to talk to you a minute about the battery. You have a battery already installed in here. And I've talked to IT about realistically how long these batteries last, because I've heard from other people that they last 6 to 8 hours, but Mark in the ID department says realistically, if they're continuously on, they last about 4 to 5 hours. Now the good news is you're going to get a car charger, and you can charge it as you're going house to house, right? So just remember that. But right here is your battery indicator on your computer, all right? And I'm going to hover over that with this arrow. So watch this arrow, and when I hover over it, it tells you how much battery life you have left, okay? She only has 17%. Now Rose, she's letting me borrow hers. She's logged in under herself. But we're using hers, and right now it's because she hasn't had her tablet plugged in that she's only at 17%. Do you notice it says plugged in and charging as well? Okay. Another pitfall I want you to avoid is making sure that your tablet is charged, okay? I have my own tablet, and at home I keep it plugged in and charging so that when I'm ready to use it, I'm good to go, okay? Like I said, right here is your battery indicator. There's also, I want you all to see this, there's a red light flashing on Rose's, and it is the 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th one over. See on my tablet, there's indicators here. When your battery is low, that battery light will be red. So monitor your battery life. Plug it in when you need to. I've heard it said that there's been clinicians that haven't monitored their battery life, and they're in the middle of their documentation. And as you will see, our documentation is very thorough. It takes a while to complete because it's very compliant with state and JACO regulations, that there's a lot into it. So they're documenting away, and their battery goes dead. They didn't save their work, and when they go back in, their data is gone, okay? And I don't want you to have a meltdown, okay? So that's what I want you to watch for. Please watch your battery life. Save your work often, because if you save often and that happens to you, at least you'll get the info from your last time you saved, okay? I feel so preachy right now, but I just want you to know some of these things so that you are successful, okay? So you actually plug in your tablet right here on the left, okay? And you'll see that. So you'll get a regular charger like this, a battery charger, and then you will be issued a car one. IT wants me to tell you that these tablets are the agency's property. They're not your tablet. He sees people put all this personal photos and files and lots of stuff, and I just want to let you know that that can also slow down your computer. People say, it takes me so long to do stuff, and then they'll come in and they'll come to IT, and IT will see that you've loaded a lot of stuff on there that you shouldn't have. So yes,
Yeah, when I go to patient's home, I'll do this documentation, everything, and then can I drop by here the same day if I want to? And then can I upload to your system right away so that I
Yes.
don't have to keep it?
Good question. You do not have to come here to upload. You're gonna upload right
Uh-huh.
out
Oh,
wherever you're at.
oh, that's
So,
good.
and we'll talk about that, so
Okay.
that's good. So you'll learn that today too. You can synchronize from anywhere, okay? Yeah,
Anywhere.
yeah. What I'm
Anywhere.
saying,
Yeah.
you'll get so used to being out in the field, Amico, that you'll really only come up in here for meetings or to pick up supplies. You're gonna love being out there opposed to coming in.
But I live
here.
2 miles away. No, I'm just kidding.
And you'll come in, but I'm just saying, you'll get to
Yeah.
where, during orientation, you'll come in a lot.
Right.
But our staff spend the majority of their time out there, okay, seeing patients. And I know for hospice, you guys have IDT meetings and a bunch of stuff, but the rest of us are just out there. So that's why we have to say, you have to come in once a month for those updates, okay? So we'll talk about that. All right, so I do want to tell you that the name of the network that we connect to when we're here in the office is called the TWO network, TWO. So you'll see these, you'll see that it says Internet Access stjoe.org. They're like stairs. And you'll see right here that we're connected to two. Sometimes, I'm going to show you your internet access, your Wi-Fi in a couple minutes. And sometimes what you do is you guys go ahead and connect to that one also. And when you do that, you're connected to both when you're in the office. This only applies when you're in the office. And then the computer doesn't know which access to use. It gets confused because you'll see it, it'll say, two places will say connected. At this point, this is how it should look. It should just say to and connected. So I'm going to give you another pitfall to avoid in a few minutes, but I just wanted to show you how to get to that. So how I got to that, just to review, is do you see these little stair steps down here on the bottom of your toolbar? If you clicked on that, and I'll do that one more time, you'll see the two connected. All right. Did you have a question, Lou?
Oh, no.
Okay, so that's the stuff about the computer itself. I want you to know. The other thing is in here is what we call a CompuTrace feature in here, and what that does is if somebody steals it, if there's an unauthorized user tries to get in here, it will lock down the information. It will scramble the data so that they can't read it. So your patient's information truly is secure, okay? Also, we've had some tablets stolen, believe it or not. This was before we had them locked in a very secure place, because you're going to get, the four of you are going to get new tablets. Those are stored somewhere, and now we lock those down like Fort Knox. But before, it was just a key entry. We had some guys come up the stairway. We got them on tape actually, and ripped off several of our computers. And when they went to access the data, the CompuTrace did its thing. The data was scrambled, and the police were able to trace them because it's a tracker, and they were arrested. So I just want you to know it's very secure. When we were looking at software and hardware and which system to go with, we wanted the best, and we got the best. So I just want to reassure you that it's very HIPAA compliant.
Hi, I'm Mark Cohen. I'm one of the IT guys here at Home Health Agency. I I pretty much do support every application. So not just Allscripts. I help support the tablets, AllDocs. I'm the administrator on AllDocs. Any application you have over a billing, I support. So I'm not like the person for Allscripts, but I can help with the best of them, I guess. So. I guess if I had anything to say on Allscripts and the tablets, have you gone over anything? Or?
I have, but it's okay to hear it from you and to hear it again on tape.
The number one thing I would do is never close your tablet with Allscripts open.
Yeah, we haven't gone over that yet, but we will.
That would be the number one thing.
Done
I mean, I've gotten calls this week alone. For whatever reason, Allscripts, when you close it and it goes into sleep mode, it corrupts the database on the tablet. And it may not do it the first time, it may not do it the second time, it may even go a year. I had someone call, I've been doing it for the last 2 years. I'm like, yeah, but you're calling me now. So, and what happens is once it corrupts the first file, it starts corrupting all the other ones, slowly. I can fix the first file, but you'll start having problems with the other ones, and then it just becomes a mess from there. Yeah, go ahead, you had a question?
She shared about the monthly update. And we do the monthly update by coming here, right? We don't come see you.
That's correct. You come here, and we have, like outside this room, we have wireless stations. They're throughout the whole building. And you can pretty much be anywhere in the building, and it'll update your tablet. You just need to have the tablet on. You don't need to be in the VPN. Have you gone over VPN?
Yeah, virtual
Just
person.
what it is, we're not that far into.
Okay. You don't want to have the VPN on otherwise, because when you have the VPN on, it won't see any other network. It only sees the direct line to the Allscripts server to the tablet. And you can't get an email, you can't get anything else. Yes?
I will come in every month, but my question is, I also work for St. Jude, so I could also go to that location and I can
Yes.
still upload stuff from here.
I believe they have wireless, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in an area that has
It's
wireless,
all
it's
part
the
of
same
St.
network.
Joseph's system,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just wanted to make
So
sure.
you don't have to come here, yes.
Okay.
So you'll be okay over there. And then, but yeah, it'll help you when it comes time. They ask that, I guess you sit on the network for like a half an hour. Just like, you can just let it sit, like these are sitting here, they're just on. Let's say you guys have a meeting or something, just turn it on. Just let it, and it'll update on its own. Because right now they're doing an update on all tablets, and depending on who's coming in, who hasn't, the people who haven't come in, it's taking like an hour to 2 hours to update their tablet, whereas some people who have come in and gotten their updates, it's taking like 15 minutes to half an hour from what I've heard. So that, what else? Oh, yeah.
And will we get notifications about when new updates or anything of that nature?
Sometimes the health system will push out, like if you check your email, they'll say, oh, we're doing an update.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll do that.
Okay.
I've seen a few of them come out. You'll see it's a big old long thing that tells what the update is, and they don't always do it like for every single update, but for most of them they do.
And do we bring the laptops to you to cache from time to time?
No, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about
Okay, we'll talk about that. So, and then I'm trying to you guys would probably bring them in. Well, the first thing I would do is, if you guys have a problem, we have this ticketing system now. So I would call and put the ticket in. It's number one, because when people walk in my office, the first thing I ask them, do you have a ticket? And the whole thing is that we need to know that you have a ticket before we start working on the issue. Because that determines, in the long run, it shows how much work we're doing and if we need more help or what. So it really helps us out, and it also can give us this, figures of how much work we're doing. Because when they start doing the reports from the ticketing system, they found we were reporting that we were doing like between 18 to 30 people a day, and it turned out to be like 40 to 45. So, because we weren't catching all the walk-ins. So, so that it helps us to do that. So put a ticket in, and even if you just get the ticket number, I mean, just try to get the ticket number, and then I can, find the ticket and then do the rest. So if you can just get the ticket number, you'll be in good shape. Let's see what else. Anything else I need to know?
Oh, just maybe any of the pitfalls that you see besides the closing your tablet and the cache, which I'll go over. Can you think of cap locks for, I went over that.
Yeah, I've been putting in your passwords. One of the number one things that people do is they have their caps lock on. On the tablets, it's real easy to do this.
Use
On the
this one.
tablets,
Use this one.
use this one. Right here, everybody knows what a 10 keypad is. They have their 10 keypad in the middle. So if you have your number lock on, you're actually typing in numbers. And a lot of people don't realize that. That was a big one when we first started all this. But, so that's something to look at. And you can tell if anything's on, because right down here in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see three little, looks like little suitcases. One's an A, and I believe that's for caps, and then there's a 1 on the other one, and that's for the number lock. And if you see those two little lights on, you know you have your caps lock on or your number lock on. So you look for that.
This is probably a stupid question, but my password starts with a capital uppercase. So, I mean, that's not gonna be a problem. You're just saying don't leave it on the whole
Right,
thing.
it's not going to be a...
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
just wanna
you
make sure
turn
we're
it
not allowed
on,
to use
people
it.
forget that they have it on, or they don't realize that they have it on, and then you end up typing the whole thing in caps or the whole thing in numbers.
Okay.
And it can lock you out, and then once you get locked out, especially out of encryption, that's a pain. Because I can't help you, I can only do so much, but I have to have we have a desktop guy here now. We didn't have one before, but we have one now, and so that's really helped a lot. His name is Jason Mendoza. He is outside this room, and the office is right here. So he can help when things are locked out, but he's also going to say, do you have a ticket?
All right, so I want to talk to you about email. You have the link right on your tablet, your computer, to get into your email, and it's called Microsoft Outlook 2010. Okay, so it'll be right on your computer, and it is yellow. You'll see that, it's like a yellow icon. You come over to it with your mouse, you double click, and it will open up. Okay, and this is how it'll look. And this is how some of your managers will communicate. When we are, William, having update to the systems, you will get emails from IT. Also the health system, they send out emails. Your managers do. Right now, we're in the middle of this compliance training, and so the managers have been sending out information that you need through your email. And the reason I tell you that is people don't check their email. And when you don't check your email, you're not going to get this important info, okay? So you're seeing here where I'm reminding myself that I have class today with y'all. So get rid of that. Also, any meetings or anything that your manager or yourself, if you went in here to schedule, will show up on here too, just like you saw on my pop-up, okay? So if that pops up sometimes, that might be hospice team meeting, that could be the rehab team meeting. I know the rehab team meets once a month for an official meeting, Val, so you will maybe even see that in your Outlook, okay? All right, so up on the top here, I like to use a magical wand for this, so I'm going to get it. So, up here is actually what you use to create your new email. Okay, and this is where you're going to delete it when you're done with it, because you don't want to keep, especially when you're out in the field, you don't need to keep all that. I wouldn't think. If you've read it and you don't need it anymore, you can delete it. There's reply. There's also reply all when there's more than one person on your email that you want to reply to, and there's forward, okay? And then there's this on the side, your inbox, and this is truly how you're going to use it for. There's also, you can actually go into your deleted items and completely, fully delete them. That way it's not stacking and building in your email. So, Val, do you use the email then through St. Jude as well?
Okay.
I find that most people know how to send emails, but let me just demonstrate one. I go over on the left here to the new email. Okay, and then the email comes up. Now, when you're brand new, like you all are now, there's not anybody already in your tube. It'll start stacking. Like once you send me, Kelly, an email, then my name, next time you start typing a K in, will come up and you can select me. But right now you don't have that, what do we call that, directory available to you yet. So you come over and you click on this 2, and then you're going to get our directory. All right, and so you find the person that you want to send the email. We'll use Kelly, which is myself right now. Okay, once you find that person, as you can see, there's lots of Kellys, so it's important that you know who you're sending this to, okay, if you're not just doing a reply. All right, so that is me here. So then I double click on that Kelly and I drop it down to that 2 section. See how it dropped me in here? There's also a CC, which maybe you want to copy my manager for some reason. Then you could put my manager here or your manager, showing your follow-up. And this BC is a blind copy. Let's say you want to copy someone, but you don't want the 2 person, Kelly, to know. You truly can type in the blind copy. Okay, so then you click OK. Come up to your subject. I'm just going to put test for now here. And then you come to the body and you type what you want to say. Okay. And then you go to the send. You hit the send. Okay. I'm going to find one that I can delete. Let me look here. There's a couple of these that I saved because I need for later. Here we go. Perfect. Use the Kelly. So here's the Kelly. There's that email that I just sent. I can either delete it here. See, does everybody see that? Or I can hit reply and respond to that email. Okay? So if I select reply, it'll send it back to who you sent it to, which in this case is Kelly.